Sri Chaitanya Malo Vishnu Tapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahim Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurun Sri Utapadakam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitantam Sajina Sadvitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakantam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinavandhu Jagatpate Gopisaya Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaskute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Ate Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhana Sute Devi Pradhamave Hari Priya Vanchaka Pataru Yasya Kripa Sandhu Yevacha Patitanam Pavanavyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Srila Prabhupada ki Srinivasa Acharya ki Gadadara Pandit Goswami ki Hare Krishna. Today is very auspicious Gopastami, disappearance of Srinivasa Acharya, disappearance of Gadadara Das Goswami, and so many things today. And also we are doing cremation for His Grace Krishnadas Prabhu. It's a very auspicious day, fully loaded with wonderful things. So days like this is good to hear about these great personalities. That's how we get purified. So we like to hear about Srinivasa Acharya and others.
Dhananjaya Pandit.
Yes, and Dhananjaya Pandit. Okay. The birth of Srinivasa Acharya. Naraditam Kaliyugata Vipada Padamam Nalokita Kaliyugata Gaura Deya Nakarim Nakaranita Kali Yoga Tattagata Chaitanya Chandra Bhavata Parivanchituham. O Lord Chaitanya, because I did not worship your lotus feet in this age of Kali, because I did not see your golden form in this age of Kali, because I did not hear your glories in this age of Kali, I am completely bereft of your causeless mercy. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. All glory to Sri Krishna Chaitanya. All glory to Nityananda Prabhu. All glory to Advaita Chandra. And all glory to all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jaya Jaya Sri Janava Jaya Vira Chandra. Jaya Jaya Kali Yuga Harinam Mantra. All glory to Sri Janava Mata. And all glories to Vira Chandra Prabhu. All glories to the Hari Krishna Maha Mantra. Jai Jai Kaviraja Thakura Govinda. Janda Gunde Sapta Dvipa Jivira Ananda. All glory to Srivasacharya. And all glories to Ramachandra, who was a disciple of Srivasacharya. All glories to Govinda Kaviraj, by whose blessings the resident of Saptadvipa lived happily. All glories to the readers of this book. Please hear attentively as I describe the pastimes of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna and the devotees. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finally regained external consciousness, Dhira Damodara Goswami said, "O Lord, let us go and see Lord Jagannath." Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was also present at the temple, and the Lord was pleased to see him. He said, "It is good that you have come. Please sit down and listen to what I have to say." Let's give a history before Srinivasacharya came. Srinivasacharya is the expansion of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya called him to come. He gave a history to begin with history. Meanwhile, in Nilachala, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to perform kirtan in the courtyard of the Jagannath temple. He folded his hands before Lord Jagannath and began to cry while uttering the name, "Srinivas! Srinivas!" Lord Jagannath smiled, and so did Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then prayed, "O Lord, you have fulfilled my desire. By your mercy, Chaitanya Das will have a brilliant son named Srinivas, who will perform many ecstatic pastimes and distribute love of God." O reader, please attentively hear of Srinivacharya's childhood pastimes. When Chaitanya Das was so pleased to watch them and to see his son's influence that he rarely left the house after Srinivasacharya was born. He and his wife raised their son in great happiness. Soon it was time for the child's grain ceremony. On that auspicious day and at an auspicious moment, Chaitanya Das fed Srinivas the Lord's remnants. Both he and his wife felt great satisfaction to see the boy eat prasadam. Later, when Srinivas was a little grown, Chaitanya Das conducted a sacred tray-giving ceremony for his son. His mind was enchanted to see his son dressed in saffron robes, but then a doubt entered his mind. Srinivas showed no interest in worldly affairs or even boyish pursuit. Was Srinivas destined to become renounced? Chaitanya Das and his wife could not abide that they may lose their son. Srinivas' teacher, however, the great devotee Vidya Nidhi Pandit, was happy to see that his student was materially detached. He was sure the boy would grow up to become a great scholar. Still, Vidyanidhi Pandit said, "Oh Srinivas, you should finish your studies quickly because you will have to go to Vrindavan. The land of Bengal is dear to Lord Chaitanya, and he wants to spread his mission there by distributing devotional literature. You have not studied anything for the last 3 days. I am your teacher, so listen to me and do as I say. If you disobey my order, you will forget everything." But Srinivas continued not to show interest in his studies. Instead, he simply chanted Krishna's holy name. Seeing this, his teacher left disappointed. Lakshmi Priya and Chaitanya Das could not understand their son and were astonished by his behavior. Srinivas always chanted the holy names of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna and would pay no attention to his academic studies. No one could understand what he is saying when he spoke to himself, sitting alone inside the house. It was undoubtedly Krishna's arrangement that even though Srinivas did not study, he still went to become a learned scholar. One day, Srinivas' mother again requested him to go to his teacher and learn something. Srinivas agreed and went to his teacher's house with his books. His teacher, Dhananjaya Vidyanidhi, was glad to see him but asked, "Oh Srinivas, why have you come to see me? I cannot teach you anything because I have forgotten everything I had previously learned. You have stolen my knowledge and education. Somehow, I must have offended or annoyed Goddess Saraswati. Perhaps it is because at first I could not understand their glories." Srinivas was embarrassed to hear his teacher speak like this and immediately offered his obeisances, picked up his books, and left. But he did not go home immediately. Srinivas's parents had already been worried that their son might give up his studies at any time and become renounced. And when they did not see Srinivas return home, Chaitanya Das began to search the neighborhood. But he searched in vain. Upon returning home, however, he found Srinivas in his room, asleep, a book on his hand. Srinivas was embarrassed to see his parents standing over him when he awoke, but he smiled and asked their mother for rice. After finishing his meal, the boy and his parents went to sleep for the night. Suddenly, a voice from the sky announced, "This boy will master complete knowledge. I am Goddess Saraswati. By Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's order, I have come myself to give Srinivas the best education." The voice woke the entire household, but everyone was surprised to find no one other than themselves sitting. Srinivas's parents were wonderstruck. They felt proud of their son and embraced him with great affection. From that time on, Srinivas did not bother to study any more mundane subjects. Rather, he remained immersed in chanting Krishna's holy names and preaching his glories. After saying this, Narahari Sarakar Thakura departed. Srinivas immediately felt his separation and became unhappy, his mind agitated by love of God. As he returned home, he sometimes cried, sometimes laughed, sometimes danced, and sometimes he rolled on the ground. He cried so loudly that his neighbors came to see what was the matter. His parents were especially surprised to see him in this state, because they could not understand why he was crying. Finally, an old village Brahmana told his parents, "Listen carefully. When Srinivas was bathing, he met Narahari Thakura Mahasaya, or Srikanda. It has been like this ever since that meeting. All of you should be patient and know that everything will be all right." As soon as Srinivas heard Narahari's name, he became alert and began to smile. From that day on, however, he began to feel intense separation from Lord Chaitanya. Alas, he began to cry. I was unable to see the lotus feet of Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu. I could not see the lotus feet of Advaita Prabhu, Dhira Damodara, Rupa Goswami, or Sanatana Goswami. I did not witness the Sankirtan of Lord Chaitanya and his associate. How unfortunate I am that I was not born while they were performing their pastimes. Srinivas cried pathetically and condemned Providence for arranging his birth so late. Then a voice from the sky announced, "Oh Srinivas, you are the personification of love of God. Do not lament. Soon he will propagate the glories of Sri Radha and Krishna's pastimes and will inundate the entire country with love of God. Lord Chaitanya has sent two brothers, Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, to Vrindavan to compile devotional literature. They await you anxiously. Go quickly to Vrindavan. If you delay any longer, you may never get a chance to see them. Everyone who had this miraculous voice was struck with wonder. Srinivas's parents were happy to see that their child had become somewhat pacified. Understanding his father's heart, Srinivas fondly asked him for something to eat. And his father immediately arranged many nice preparations and fed Srinivas with great satisfaction. Srinivas wondered, how will I leave my mother and go away? I am still young. How can I possibly go alone to Vrindavan? Still, the Supreme Lord desires that I go there. Some time later, Chaitanya Das fell ill with a high fever that did not break for 7 days. In the end, he gave up his life. Srinivas cried profusely and then performed all the ritual for his father's departed soul. As much as his father's death saddened him, however, his mother's pathetic condition saddened him even more. Lakshmi Priya cried, "O Lord, we had no son, and you kindly gave us one. Now, by the cruel arrangement of providence, my husband could not fulfill his desire. Our son is merely a child. How will he tolerate his father's death? He is only a small boy. How will he survive? Now I am alone with my son. What will happen to us?" Srinivas was unhappy to see his mother's condition, and he cried profusely, thinking of his father. The village women cried, and the village women tried to pacify Lakshmi Priya. "Listen, Thakurani," they said. "There is no need to lament. Simply look at the beautiful face of your son, and you will forget everything. Please, pacify your mind and stop crying." Again, a voice was heard from the sky. "Oh, mother, why are you lamenting? You do not know your son's exalted qualities. Go to Jagigram and you will understand everything." Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu ordered Sri Rupa Goswami to write books about bhakti. Your son will distribute love of God throughout the world. Therefore, take care of him nicely and give up your useless lamentation. After hearing this voice, Lakshmi Priya's grief subsided and she began to treat her son as her only life and soul. When the funeral rites were over, Srinivas went to Yajigram to meet Narahari Sarakara Thakura. Then one night, as he was sleeping at Yajigram, Srinivas dreamed that Lord Chaitanya was ordering him to go to Vrindavan. "How can I go to Vrindavan and leave my mother here?" he thought. "Besides, I am not yet qualified to go to Vrindavan." But on Narahari Sarakara Thakura's advice, Srinivas brought his mother to Yajigram. The village landlord gave Srinivas a piece of land and helped him build a house. After residing there for some time, he left his mother and went to Srikanda. There he saw Raghunandan Thakura sitting under a tree. Seeing Srinivas' effulgent form, Raghunandan Thakura asked, "Where have you come from?" "My name is Srinivas, and I have just come from Yajigram to see your lotus feet." As soon as Raghunandan heard the name Srinivas, he became filled with ecstatic love. He caught hold of Srinivas and embraced him with great affection. "I have heard your name directly from the Lord's mouth," he said. "Now I am pleased that I have met you. Oh brother, let's first take darshan of Narahari Thakura, and then we can talk some more." Raghunandan led Srinivas to Narahari Sarakara Thakura, who greeted him with great affection. "Come, my dear son," Narahari Thakura said. "Please sit down. Virachandra Prabhu wrote me a letter saying that I should immediately send you to Vrindavan." Narahari Sarakara Thakura then mercifully placed his hand on Srinivas' head, so that Srinivas immediately became filled with ecstatic love and fell unconscious. A devotee named Nayana Sena was standing nearby, and he quickly lifted Srinivas and took him to his house. Later that day, Nayana Sena took Srinivas and Raghunandan to again meet Narahari Sarakara Thakura. All three offered their obeisances to Thakura, who said, "Srinivas, tell me how you wish to go to Vrindavan." Srinivas replied, "Oh Thakura, I don't know anything. How will I be able to travel to Vrindavan?" Narahari Sarakara Thakura said, "Lord Chaitanya has already informed Gopal Bhatta Goswami about your coming. I know that you are deceiving me by sending me to Vrindavan. I came from Jharkhandi just to take shelter of your lotus feet. I have surrendered myself to you." The Thakura explained, "Whatever you have said is all right, but I must inform you that Gopal Bhatta Goswami is your spiritual master. I cannot go against Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's order. For now, you can stay here and chant the Lord's holy name." Srinivas returned home and thought deeply about what Narahari Sarakara had told him. He spent the entire night trying to decide from whom to take initiation. Then at dawn, Lord Gaurachandra mercifully appeared to him in a dream and said, "Listen, Srinivas, why are you thinking so much? You have appeared just to fulfill my mission. So, there is no need for you to waste any more time. Go to Vrindavan quickly and take shelter at the lotus feet of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. He is very, very dear to me, and he is not different from Rupa and Sanatana Goswamis. Gopal Bhatta Goswami will give you whatever devotional literature Rupa and Sanatana Goswamis have compiled. All of them are waiting for you." When the Lord had finished, Srinivas offered his obeisances with great devotion. The Lord then placed his lotus hands on Srinivas' head and said, May your desire be fulfilled. Then the Lord disappeared. Srinivas' sleep broke and realized he must go to Vrindavan immediately. He went to see Narahari Sarakara Thakura and told him in detail about his dream. "Oh Thakura, a golden child appeared to me in my dream last night and ordered me to go to Vrindavan to take shelter of Gopal Bhatta Goswami." Narahari Sarakara Thakura was happy to hear this news and blessed Srinivas, touching his head. "May the abode of Vrindavan bestow mercy on you. I have written a letter to Dhira Chandra Prabhu asking his permission to send you to Vrindavan. You should stay here until I get a reply." While waiting at Sri Kanda, Srinivas developed two desires: to see Lord Jagannath and to study Srimad Bhagavatam under Gadadhara Pandit. When he asked Narahari Sarakara Thakura's permission to pursue these two desires, the Thakura encouraged him and even arranged for a Vaishnava to accompany him to Nilachala. In due course, Srinivas and his companion arrived at Jagannath Puri. Upon arrival, they took darshan of Lord Jagannath and then went to Gadadhara Pandit's home. Gadadhara Pandit was suffering greatly from separation from Lord Chaitanya, and sometimes he was unconscious. Sometimes he laughed loudly, and sometimes he appeared inert. Srinivas approached him and offered his respectful obeisances while chanting the holy names of Chaitanya and Nityananda. As soon as Gadadhara Pandit heard the name of Chaitanya, however, his sense of the Lord's separation increased. Overwhelmed, Gadadhara Pandit slowly opened his eyes and asked, "Who are you? Please come in so that I can embrace you. Tell me your name. I am pleased to hear my Lord's name coming from your mouth. You have purchased me by chanting the name Chaitanya. Recently, I dreamed that a devotee from Jharkhandi, Srinivas, son of Chaitanya Das and Lakshmi Priya, had come from Bengal. He seems to be the personification of love of God. In my dream, I saw that he would preach the pastimes of Sri Radha and Krishna. I think you are that same person. Please identify yourself and thus pacify my mind." "You have spoken correctly," Srinivas said. "You are my master and I am your insignificant servant." Gadadhara Pandit said, "The Lord ordered me to teach you Srimad Bhagavatam. During his final pastimes, the Lord ordered me to narrate Krishna's pastimes to you. He also told me to live at the Tota Gopinath temple until you come, and then send you to Vrindavan with a letter for Rupa and Sanatana Goswamis." Srinivas' lessons in Srimad Bhagavatam began immediately. While reciting this Bhagavatam to him, tears of ecstatic love flowed from Gadadhara Pandit's eyes. This made it almost too difficult to read Srimad Bhagavatam. After a few days, Gadadhara Pandit told Srinivas, "Take this letter and give it to Narahari Sarakara Thakura, along with this new book. You should go to Sri Kanda and from there to Vrindavan. Gopal Bhatta Goswami is the incarnation of Sri Guna Manjari, and you should take initiation from him. Go today. Take Lord Gopinath's remnants and leave for Bengal. When Gadadhara Pandit was finished speaking, he closed his eyes and began to cry while calling out Chaitanya and Nityananda. At some moment he cried, and at some he smiled sweetly. He was so absorbed in his feelings of separation from Lord Chaitanya that he forgot about Lord Gopinath. Because of his intense separation from the Lord, he sometimes spoke like a madman and sometimes remained silent. He constantly displayed symptoms of ecstatic love of God. Srinivas was astonished to witness Gadadhara Pandit's exalted condition. He offered his obeisances to him and left, carrying the letter and book for Narahari Sarkar Thakur. Soon he arrived in Bengal and went to Narahari Sarkar Thakur's house, where he entered, offered his obeisances, and then described his journey to Nilachala in detail. Srinivas said, I have a great desire to hear Srimad Bhagavatam from Gadadhara Pandit. Please allow me to return to Nilachala so I can continue my study with him. Narahari Sarkar Thakur said, yes, you may return to Nilachala without delay. Otherwise, you might miss him. Narahari Sarkar Thakur arranged for the same Vaishnava to accompany Srinivas to Nilachala. And Srinivas departed, chanting Chaitanya and Gadadhara Pandit. Excited, he walked to Jajapura, where he received the terrible news of Gadadhara Pandit's disappearance. Srinivas was so shocked that he fell unconscious. When he regained consciousness, he began to bitterly weep, refusing to be comforted or to eat. His Vaishnava companion was anxious to see Srinivas' condition, and after a great deal of persuasion, he was finally able to make Srinivas eat something. Then, both of them returned to Bengal. When Srinivas arrived in Srikanda, he offered his obeisances to all the senior Vaishnavas and broke the tragic news of Gadadhara Pandit's disappearance. Who can describe the feelings of separation he felt as he spoke about Gadadhara Pandit? Such feelings are natural for genuine devotee whenever an exalted Vaishnava departs from this world. From that day on, Srinivas was merged in an ocean of grief. As time passed, Srinivas developed a strong desire to go to Vrindavan. So the next morning, he left Srikanda for Navadvip, where he came to live near Lord Chaitanya's house. For the first 3 days, he cried loudly throughout the day and night, speaking the name of Gadadhara Pandit. He fasted throughout this time. Oh, Hare Krishna. Then he collected some rice and a small pot and went to the bank of the Ganges to cook. He ate his meal while feeling intense oppression. When the Srinivas met Vamsi Vardhananand, Vamsi Vardhanananda Thakur, who asked him, "What is your name? Where do you live? I've never seen you before." "My name is Srinivas and I lived in Jajigram," he replied. "Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered me to study Srimad Bhagavatam under Gadadhara Pandit, but I'm so unfortunate that I have been unable to do so." As soon as Srinivas began to cry, another devotee, Isandas, arrived. Isana was compassionate towards all living entities. And as soon as he saw the great devotee, Srinivas, his heart filled with ecstasy. He asked about Srinivas' welfare. When he heard that Srinivas was alone, living like in the North Sea, he immediately understood that the boy must be empowered by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Isan returned to home, he informed the bishop, Vishnu Priya, about Srinivas. "I met a wonderful boy on the bank of the Ganges who was crying profusely while chanting Gadadhara Pandit's name. He is alone. His eyes are constantly filled with tears, and his body is thin. Kindly allow me to feed him." Vishnu Priya understood that this boy must be the one destined to be the personification of love of God. "Go and give him rice and other things," Vishnu Priya answered. "He must be suffering due to feelings of intense oppression from my Lord." Isan happily gathered some cooking ingredients and went to meet Srinivas. He said, "Cook this food on the bank of the Ganges and eat." Just when Srinivas was about to finish cooking, however, Vishnu Priya sent 10 sannyasis. Just to test his devotion and renunciation. Srinivas was glad to see the sannyasis and offered them due respect. "We are all hungry," the sannyasis said. "Can you give us something to eat?" "It is my good fortune that you have come here," Srinivas replied. "The prasadam is ready, so please sit down and eat it." "But you only have a small quantity of rice," they said. "How will you feed us all?" Srinivas replied, "Do not worry. Your hunger will be assuaged simply by the potency of the Lord's remnant." The sannyasis served in 2 rows, and Srinivas happily served them the prasad. Actually, Srinivas had cooked only about a half a kilo of rice, but 11 people were able to eat to their full satisfaction. That's what we're looking for. When Vishnu Priya heard about this incident from Isan, she understood that Lord Chaitanya's prediction had come true, and she decided to meet the boy. That night, when Vishnu Priya, accompanied by her maidservant, went to bathe in the Ganges, she saw the beautiful Srinivas and felt great happiness within herself. She thought, I want to speak to this boy, but I do not know how to approach him. How can I look into a young man's face and speak to him? If my Lord gives me strength, I will overcome my shyness and know what he has my Lord's, know that he has my Lord's mercy. Vishnu Priya then ordered Isan to summon Srinivas so that she could ask him why he was always crying. When Srinivas heard that he had been invited to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's house by Vishnu Priya, he raised his arms and danced in ecstasy. Later, when he arrived at the Lord's house, he was shivering with ecstasy. His ecstatic symptoms were so intense that he found himself unable to enter the house, and so remained at a distance from it. Isan then informed Vishnu Priya, "O Devi, here is Srinivas. He is your servant and is offering obeisances to you." Vishnu Priya removed her veil and looked at Srinivas' face. When she did so, she immediately understood that the person standing before her was empowered by her beloved Lord. Setting aside her shyness, she called for Srinivas and asked him why he was always crying and why he was wandering about alone. In reply, Srinivas told her what Pandit Goswami had ordered. He also informed her of how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had ordered him to go to Vrindavan, although he had not yet been able to do so. "Oh my child, you are still young," Vishnu Priya said. "It is too early for you to renounce your family. I think you should go home. It is difficult to become detached from material life." Srinivas folded his hands and prayed, "Oh Mother, please allow me to stay here and serve your lotus feet. Only then will my life be successful and will I be saved from all danger. I have no one in this world except my mother. Now my only desire to go to Vrindavan, but I know that such a journey is not possible without Lord Chaitanya's mercy." Vishnu Priya replied, "You should go to Vrindavan when you are mature." Shiva spent the night crying and calling out for Pandit Goswami. Srinivas' feelings of separation intensified. Vishnu Priya's own feelings of separation from her Gauranga. Her distress doubled as she remembered her Lord. "Oh readers, please hear how Vishnu Priya chanted. If you hear this, you will realize the Supreme Lord's transcendental qualities." Vishnu Priya regularly arranged for 2 new clay pots to be brought to her. One of them was empty and the other filled with raw rice. she will chant the complete Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then pick up one grain of rice and put it into the empty clay pot. In this way, she will chant for about 9 hours and then go and cook whatever rice she had collected. After cooking, she will offer the rice to her Lord while shedding tears of ecstatic love. She chanted the Lord's holy name day and night. Chanting was her only duty. No one can fully understand her exalted character. This is not at all surprising because she is the consort of Lord Chaitanya. Nothing is impossible for a person who has developed an intense attachment for chanting Hari's holy name, because the Supreme Lord has invested all his potencies in his names. What to speak of the pure holy name? Even the reflection of the holy name, Nam Abbas, destroys all sinful reactions and allows one to easily attain love of God. Hare Krishna. To be continued. Isn't it? It's to be continued. Yes. Continue. Srinivasacharya Thakura ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj ki jai.